Good morning. Time is 6:30, and this is the right time, I thought, for us to begin to see another aspect of what's possible through movementless yoga, Nirbija Yoga. And today is the 19th of February 2026. And what's possible happen is something, 1 minute. Yeah. And it's a Thursday. Interesting day for some interesting things to do. Uh, right. I have a calendar put up on my website. On the page called Dailies, there is a calendar. Okay. And on that is the month of February. I keep updating it every month. Um, and on this calendar is today's date with the part of the body we will be covering today. So I thought I'll get back to that and then, you know, do this from that calendar, maintain a part of the body from that calendar so that we're maintaining a certain referenceable way of then maintaining different parts of the body through Nirbija Yoga, movementless yoga. So it has its own benefits. You'll be able to see, well, be able to maintain that part of your body. So there are many ways of maintaining health, and here's one. So there's a calendar, and we can refer back. And you see, I'm repeating myself or going back and forth. This can be avoided when we are following a system, when we are paying attention to certain details in a referenceable manner. So we are moving forward. We are going ahead to the present moment and having the benefits from other what's available in this moment at this point in time. Otherwise, we would be keep going back and forth, past, present, or repeating the same things. All right. So in the calendar for the 19th is written abdomen, intestines. Not necessarily gut instincts, but this is the, okay, so where is the intestines? So before we go to that, we can, for a moment, just be aware of where we are. We are standing, sitting, lying down, whichever posture your body is in, or you are finding yourself in at this point in time, is from where you can be aware of how your body is. And from here, from whichever posture you're in, bring your attention to your wrists, the region of your hands, of your arms, just below your palms, and before and just at the end, at the junction between your palms and your arms, your wrists, WRIST, both hands. Okay, the wrists of both arms. And then notice the tension in the region of your wrists. Okay, so this is for a little orientation to your joints. Once you can feel how your joints are, your wrist joints are, gently bring your attention to your elbows. So you're having a little sensory awareness of physical body sensory awareness of your joints, wrists, elbows, shoulder joints. Notice how is the tension between the left and right sides. So you're a little more familiar between the left and right sides in terms of your joints. The region where two sets of bones come together, or two or more sets of bones come together. And then bring your attention to your ankles, which is your legs. Like you have wrists, you have ankles. If you were an animal, you would be on 4 limbs. So you're paying attention to the wrists are like ankles. If you were animals, so we're just paying attention to the extremities. And then bring your attention to your knees, which is your elbow joints of your legs. And then bring attention to your hips, which is the shoulder joints of your legs. And then notice how are your limbs. So you could want to feel great that you're humans, but anatomically, we are upright standing animals. Our behaviors, we may be called humans, but our behavior may be this way, that way. But nevertheless, if you disregard animals, you're going to think comparing to animals is beneath you. In which case, you may be meat eating people. I don't know. And you eat the flesh of animals. So, to that extent, and then it's about how you eat food. How do you regard food as God or mother, father who nurture you? In which case, that's your relationship with food, your relationship with animals, relationship with vegetables, what have you. So, this would be a moment to just see if you're going through spaces in just referring to your body like animals. Because to that extent, you would be distant from species who are also part of Earth family. Plants are part of Earth family, animals part of Earth family, microbes part of Earth family. So if you see something as one set of family, yeah, as beneath you, then to that extent you are not in harmony. You may be having superiority, inferiority complexes, and that's also how your life shows up, because a human body formed from all of these different sets of ancestors, and they are amongst us, growing while we are growing too. Just like your family members, your mother, father, extended family, microbes, plants, animals are our extended family, are our family. So when you talk in terms of Nirbija Yoga, this is also about going beyond your impressions, which does not allow you to be in harmony, be in unison, and in a unifying manner. Otherwise, you continue to maintain up and down. So that's how we have the sense of land and water as separate. When earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space, nothing, everything together maintain what is life, what is earth, what is Earth's placement in the solar system, also in the universe, in the multiverse, there is a logic that then moves through different spheres of influence, including microbes, plants, animals. So this is not just differences in words, this is differences in our bodily experience of human versus animal. That would be a good, nice starting point. If you're feeling odd being called an animal, then to that extent, you are not in harmony with that animal or animals in general. All right. So that would be joints. So your joints may be a little too tough, too stiff, or relaxed, depending on if somebody calls you a buffalo, you would go into existential angst, and then your elbows will tighten up. Or if somebody calls you rat or a worm, then to that extent you would go into tension, and you would be ready to punch, because to that extent you're away from harmony. Just because somebody calls you a name, that is enough to react to you. Now, so it's not about reactivation. The buttons are already there to just be pressed. Somebody presses it and you will go into reaction mode, like playing a music player or playing a electronic gadget. Now, if you're aware of your elbows, and from what I said, if you felt something about your body tighten, not just about your elbows, but also about your abdomen, that would be some part of your gut instinct bunching up. Because this is an internal response from the inside of your body's response as part of an existential angst, which then had your abdomen, gut kind of pull back. So this, I'll call you an animal again. Yeah, see if there's something that moved inside your body, some muscle that bunched up. Tiger would have you feel more proud, maybe. Yeah, there would be some response from your body. that has you feel bigger or smaller or, well, no, or ferocious. But to that extent, you are disturbable. That would also be your gut, some part of your intestines. It's called the mesentery. So, and if you're interested, just download this app called Visible Body or Biodigital Human. Yeah. Either of these apps have references to human anatomy, um, if in a digital format. So you'll be able to go through different parts. And when I'm saying mesentery, you'll be able to refer to where is the mesentery. So you have a visible experience, reference of what is it I'm talking about. Over time, you will become more aware of something in your body moving. You'll be able to recognize which part of your body moved. Now, why is this important? When you're showing up, when you're coming for these Nirbij Yoga classes, or what I'm making available here, you would be becoming more humane being, which means more in harmony with plants, animals, and what have you on Earth, in the universe. Why is this important? When you're maintaining being a humane being, your family members, which means mother and father's family, and the extended family, so no matter how big your family tree is, they would over time also become better because you are becoming a humane being, because you are more in touch with where you come from, what all contributes to your being, to having come into existence, and what is maintaining you being alive. You are more in harmony with what is, what could be, and what is not yet. And this is not about future insurance. This is about harmony. This is the benefit of yoga. Yoga is integration. Otherwise, you're functioning by partial differential equations. Superiority, inferiority, you know some things, you don't know some things. So what you don't know may be ruling your life. And it's not about, and then you go into control mechanisms. And what you try to control is actually controlling you. And you don't know how to detangle from this control and being controlled mechanisms. And you keep getting stuck. And you continue to be stuck. And you don't know how to be unstuck. So that's like a child holding the hair and don't know how to let it go and keeps crying. And you don't even cry. And you might have problem with God and parents or caretakers and everybody because nobody else is know what is the problem you're dealing with and don't know how to help you. But the thing is, um, you may not be aware that you are holding onto your own hair or holding on to some aspects of life and don't know the other aspects are also there and they are having an effect on you. So keep showing up, you and your family members and what have you. All that there is, future generations will all get better from you becoming better. Now, bring your attention to your palms, the skin of your palms, left and right hands palms, not the back side, the lighter side of your palms. And then pay attention to the tension in your palms. There may be a tension to either bunch up, like to punch, or in some kind of tension between the fingers. That would also be some instinct to hold on to something, yeah, because you may be in little uncertain grounds or be feeling a little unstable. That's also because from wherever you have been, whatever may have been your preconceived notions, I'm kind of shaking you because that may not be helping you to become who you have the potential to be. You're holding on to something and hence are not able to move forward. So when you're holding on to something and when it's like Spider-Man, you hold on to something and then you have to move to the next wall or next step. You would have to let go of the tension in your arms to then be able to attach to something else. Yeah, to hold on to something else. So growing up, yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. Yeah, you will notice that in the tension of your palms, the skin of your palms, your tendency to bunch up left versus right. Now, While we're doing this, bring your attention to your abdomen. Notice the region around your belly button. Now that's about the region of your intestines. Maybe feeling hungry. Morning time, if you haven't had your breakfast, you are likely to be feeling hungry. But that's the food not there in the intestines. There are other parts of the digestive system which also requires food. And your stomach is a few inches, yeah, palm length. If you keep palm length from your belly button, it would be, your stomach would be about 2 palm lengths, yeah, 2 palm lengths above. And to the left, from your left lung, like from your belly button, if you keep your 2 full palms, yeah, the region below your um, lower rib cage, to the left side, about there is where your stomach is. So from there, food goes in there from your esophagus, and then through this small intestine, duodenum. Small intestine, one part is the duodenum, yeah, and then you have the large intestine coming up with ileum, jejunum, oh no, jejunum, ileum. So duodenum, ileum, jejunum forms the small intestines. So the region around your belly button is all small intestine. And then the outer margins is the large intestine. Yeah. So if you're going to be referencing visible body or biodigital human, you will see these parts of the intestine. Or you can just look it up on Google also. Small intestine, large intestine, that'll give you reference. Nevertheless, seeing where these body parts are, and lots of humans have worked on identifying where is what in the human body. No matter where these body parts are, you being aware of your intestines gives you more anchor while you're studying these different information, which you may not have known earlier. So pay attention to the felt sense, your ability to feel your abdomen, the ability to feel your intestines. And if you're looking at having an influence on another while you're paying attention, you are more focused on having a control or holding on to something than about feeling your abdomen. It may seem like to be able to feel your own abdomen, you need like support from something, otherwise you'll get scared. Like you would lose composure. And if you have that instinct of wanting to reach out for something, like you might fall off or you get scared just feeling your body, then notice that instinct. What you can do, hold on to the arms of your chair, or hold on to any surface around you, or just get a blanket, a bed sheet or something, and place your arms on it. So you can bunch it up if you want to. If you want to hold on to something, you have that. And you can also curl your toes. You might have a tendency to curl your toes and fingers, which is also an instinct for wanting to, like you may be scared, or you're not even naming it as scared, but you want to hold on to something. While paying attention to your own body may not be a familiar activity, may even be something that scares you, because there is so much in your experience that feeling your body maybe you may be more used to squaring it up and facing life than to feel there may be emotions showing up. So that may be scary. And these emotions also tend to come up from past based experiences that you don't want to think about, don't want to be in touch with. So that's like you have stuff under your carpet or in your cupboard that you don't want to look at. So this may be differences between conscious, subconscious, unconscious, supraconscious. So layers within your own mind-body relationship. Yeah. And that's okay. Life, we have all come to this present moment also after 2 years of the pandemic. And that has scared several people. Yeah. So there will be, and we are in our daily businesses doing things we like to think about, which we don't want others to know about, but we're alive, which means we can make things better, no matter how things are. We're also doing things to put food on the table. So many activities. But when you're doing better, making better choices, not only you, people around you, future generations also do well. And if that is giving you a concern that others are going to do well, and there are enemy families, you don't really want them to do well, then to that extent, you are not really doing well. Or it's more like your family members also may not be doing well. Because to the extent that you're maintaining a difference, that I do well, somebody else don't do well, to that extent, you're not really doing well. You're not doing as well as you can. To the extent that you're maintaining a difference of, of one wins, another loses, to that extent, you're not doing as well as you can, or you have the potential for. That's like you're having a treasure house and you're going to live from a bag full of coins. You have a treasure house and you're living from a bag full of coins. And you're refusing to see that you have more than that, or you can have that. Now, how to have that is what I'm also talking about. So this is about health, wealth, and wisdom. Health is wealth, and how wisely you live life, the more you're going beyond control, competition, comparison, those kinds of stuff, to that extent you're losing. The more you're comparing, competition, control, one win, another lose, to that extent you're not winning, or you're not having what you can have, what you possibly could have, and how you can contribute in making the world a better place to live in, and how you can contribute to you, people around you, future generations doing well. Pay attention to your hands. You would notice the tension because hands and legs are very much in contact with the ground, like animals. For survival instincts, your palms, your hands and feet are like the paws of animals. Yeah? Lion, tiger, what have you, deer, they have hoofs, but still it's the paws. Yeah? Cat, dog. So if you're noticing your palms kind of bunching up, to that extent there is a survival mechanism, or to that extent you want to run away, or it's also called fight, flight, freeze, or dissociate. If you can't feel your palms, certain points, sometimes you're feeling bunching up, sometimes you can't even feel them. That's to that extent you may be dissociating, which means you don't want to be there. Yeah, you don't want to think about it, you don't want to feel it. You would rather feel, if you're noticing feeling numb, that is to that extent, at those points you're dissociating, which means you're not the body. Yeah. um you're not related with your body, and that sense of numbness. All right. Or you may be bunching up to fight or flight or freeze. And all this while, your abdomen may be doing stuff. Yeah, churning a little different stuff. You would say, you might think it is because of hunger, but it's a combination of anxiety, fear, different kinds of gut instincts. And food may be something that you can hold on to, because you can then do something. Food goes in and something happens in your gut instincts, and then you're not feeling the churning stuff. But food is not what your body really needs, or your being, the person. Okay, the software and hardware, it's called the Stula Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. Yeah. Jivatma, Paramatma, that's another way to look at it. But what your inner sense wants may not be food, but food, your body is doing something, chewing onto food, your intestines, your stomach. But what your gut instincts need, what your inner self, in some sense, in some sense, the software that is you, the person within the different identities that is you, what that person needs may be more than just food. So being aware of your intestines, of the region about the belly button, will give you a certain sense of what all you might need. And it will help you to write down in a journal what are the instincts that come up. Food may be it, but there may be other things too. We just briefly just show up and then you can't notice what those words are or that sensations are. There may be sensations and you're trying to put words to them. But if you're going to write it down in a journal, that'll help you get some sense. That might scare you. When you write it, it might scare you. But you're a little more aware. So close your eyes, just put down those words and close a book. Yeah, you can write with your eyes closed too, but you just have written it and close a book. Yeah. As you get better, you will be able to go back to this. You have written this. When you feel more ready to look at it, if you look at it and again your insides go a little lurch like that, you still have maybe nuts, vegetables. These are good things you can reach to. If you're having an instinct to go for meat and all that stuff, I recommend keep a bowl of seeds, nuts, cut vegetables, because then you will be getting to better health, becoming a better humane being. Otherwise, you're having that same survival instincts, fight, flight, freeze, and you might be reinforcing into that. If you want to get better, I recommend having nuts, vegetables, and drink water. So there are two sets: salt, oil, sugar based things. Now that could also include meat. Yeah. And the other set is nuts, vegetables, water. Yeah. Notice how often you tend to reach for nuts, vegetables, water. On the other side is also alcohol. So your survival instincts, your tendency for control, and to that extent you are maintaining the difference, and to that extent you wouldn't be becoming a humane being. And nature prefers humane beings because Earth itself is like a humane being. Otherwise we wouldn't be alive. Do you notice how many species are there? And other planets, it's said that Venus and Mars used to show signs of life, but now they are not because there were air fluid level differences. So they were less humane. They couldn't quite grow up like Earth. So Earth is a good reference. We see plants, vegetables, meat, all animals also. But notice what is it you're reaching out for more, because to that extent you're becoming Earth-like, becoming a humane being. And it's not about ruling. If you have a tendency for ruling, again, you would be in some sense of control. Yeah, you dominating over the others. But that's also a certain sense by which to recognize there is this survival, me versus you, somebody wins, somebody loses. That difference is you're maintaining. To that extent, you're not becoming like Earth. Earth is doing something which also then created us human beings. And I'm talking about, I came to discover that humans are designed to live in life in the multiverse, just like Earth. And it requires human beings to be doing certain things along with how Earth is maintaining life. Our technologies are formed while Earth is in coordination with the universe, with the solar system. Well, solar system, Milky Way, universe. Earth is in existence because of a certain amount of harmony that's maintained with several spheres of influence. So we human beings fighting and control and ruling and dominion, we are not becoming like Earth. And to that extent, we may not be supporting ourselves as well as we need to, people around us, future generations, their generations. And we have lots of planets, stars, galaxies. There may be actually, I don't know if it's past experiences or, can't say failed projects. But it's like in a go down, we have many past projects. and then we have a working project. Yeah. So when we are doing well, there is chances that these past projects will also be able to work things out, but the universe is in tandem with solar system and Earth. So they have their own internal management. So when we have a profitable enterprise and when we are in harmony with particles and vehicles, when we are in harmony versus control mechanisms, then the whole system begins to start seeing available resources in new light. Yeah. So this may seem odd, but if you're just going by a human experience, paying attention to how your hands, feet, body, intestines are. So there's this idea of as within, so without, like how it is inside, so it is outside. If your human experience is from survival control, you are not able to see Earth and solar system and the universe the way it is. You're having doomsday experiences. Fight, flight, freeze. You win, somebody loses. So that to that extent, you're not having harmony. And you're fight, flight, freezing. Who's going to rule? Who's going to win? Control, comparison, competition, win, lose. These are all signs that you're functioning from survival rather than through, and you're having partial differential equations. Yeah. Me versus you, win, lose. To that extent, you're not having what you could possibly have, and which you have in your bodily design, but you're not in harmony. Yeah. In Aikido, it's also called Hanmi, but harmony is a good enough word. Yeah. So, okay. I hope this has been of value to you, and you can pay a little more attention to your hands, your paws. Okay. Yeah. Your hands and your feet, how they tend to bunch up. This became more a hands and paw. But the thing is, every session is different. Who shows up, who's listening, they all make a difference. But along with your hands and paws, your paws, palms and feet, if you can notice what's happening around your belly button, that would also give you a certain extent, a certain sense of awareness of how you could, over time, become better. And keep that journal book with you. Okay? You may or may not want to look at it, but you have a book just for closing your eyes and writing it down and closing it up. Yeah? You don't have to look at them, but you have one book where you can write it. The thing is, when you open that book, you may see a word from it or may not see, but you will become less disturbed with what's being written in that book when you stop avoiding it. You have it written, and over time, if you're going to keep showing up, contact me, or if you're having a difficulty contacting me, then, well, we're all on the same planet. So if this is going to help you, just write it. Yeah. And over time, we all get better. I don't know which part of the world you are, but we're all on the same planet. Yeah. So thank you so much for your kind interest. If you think there are other people around you who you would also like to do well, just listen to some bits of it. You might have physical experiences bunching up. Yeah. So we tend to be surviving. So we can all come to living than just surviving life. Yeah. And actually come to Earth and see what Earth is making available, being in the universe, this side of life, rather than just fighting for. When you think about liberation from life, you may be wanting to get liberated from the difficult spaces you're in. One of the things may be this control, dominion, um, or fight, flight, or ruling, or being ruled, victim, perpetrator, rescuer. So some of the things that you may be looking for liberation from is this victim, perpetrator, rescuer dynamics. While you're in the same earth with all these different resources, yeah, and how earth, you are connected to earth with people around, plants, animals, microbes, solar system, Milky Way, galaxies. And now Andromeda galaxy is also in different stages of merging with Milky Way galaxy. That's like family members coming together, say, me too. Yeah, you are having health, I too want to have health. Yeah. So Milky Way has been enjoying the beauty of life. So other galaxies also saying me too. Yeah. So that happens. So we're from 2 years of the pandemic to now, to we got to know about Andromeda Galaxy. I didn't know it was known earlier, but this is like people like to come around and then join the party. Yeah, you're having fun. We too want to have fun. Yeah, we want to have the fun that you're having. So what I'm doing is just yoga, harmony, and then all do well, and then seeing the differences, and then facilitating for um, all of us not going to fight, flight, me, you, to actually seeing what we already have, and then working together. So then Andromeda Galaxy also work together with Milky Way Galaxy. So then we have more spheres of influence. Yeah, that's basically what I found. Why Andromeda Galaxy has been threatening me. Yeah, to I discovered, oh, this is possible from yoga. And then so this is like elder family members coming and saying what is happening here. Either you do or I'm going to take over you. Yeah. So that's like how Andromeda Galaxy is. Family members. Yeah. Universe family members. Oh, yeah. Big round, 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 and it'll scare you. So yeah. So we should listen to scaring family members. It's also called gurus. Yeah, heavy, heavy. So when we have gurus, you should know that a little bit of happiness, a little bit of integration. Yeah. So if you're scared, that would also give your gut instinct a little like that. Yeah. So gaslighting, being scared, threatened, all of this is different ways of you not being able to pay attention to harmony that is already there. Yeah. Noticing, for example, how your hands are bunching up, how you're not aware of the warmth of your own body. Yeah, not aware of the softness of your own body. When you're more aware of this, somebody who may be threatening may not be able to be aware. Yeah. And to that extent, they are away from harmony that they can possibly have, but they tend to forget. And then you go and do this. They threaten you, you get threatened, and then that becomes even more tougher and goes into one more tighter knot. Yeah. Tough, tough. So you pay attention to warmth, you pay attention to softness, yeah, of your own body, and then pay attention to how your breath is moving, because fear has a certain breath dynamics, harmony has a different dynamics. Yeah, when you're harmonious with the environment, your breath has a different movement, otherwise has a different dynamics, and that threat continues to be there. Yeah, while they would like to also not be threatening because they want to have something done, but there are other ways of having it than through threatening. And so it's not about taking things off. Yeah. So a little bit of Nirbija Yoga. Your past-based impressions on how to live and stuff may be getting you into trouble when you continue to do it that way. Yeah, when you continue to function from those ways of thinking or being or experiences, and you're not even aware of how your body is punching up. So happening, your nervous system tends to go like, oh, yeah. So, and then your nerves go like that, then your muscles go like that. Yeah. So you may be having viral experiences. So the pandemic effect may still be there in some aspects of your nerves, but being aware of your muscles, being aware of your the softness of your body, warmth of your body, and any sense of relaxation in that part of your body, those parts of your body, will help you slowly um, teach the viruses that there are other ways of um, being healthy, wealthy, wise too. Yeah. Of that viruses are not the only organisms. There are bacteria, fungi, there's algae, and there are all kinds of organisms. So it's not only viral. Yeah, there are other. It's humanity across boundaries. That's also how microcosm all come to. And it's not about microcosm, the microbes ruling over animals and plants and what have you. Yeah, microbes are there with the plants and animals, and so If anything is taking more importance than the other, then you know harmony is off. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.